Guns, guns, guns. It's another gun video, and I'm going to talk about the engineering class this time around. Look what I got here. I got an M4A1, I got an M9, I even got a blowtorch. But I am missing something. An RPG or a javelin, perhaps? No, I'm going to go against air this time around. This time we're going to talk about the Stinger. And those Stingers have to be brought into battle, and that's what this is, a Stinger missile case.
Weighing less than 35 pounds, this weapon provides the velocity and range to intercept high-speed, incoming, crossing, and outgoing planes and helicopters at greater distances than ever before. Stinger Post enhances the high operational effectiveness and terminal lethality of the Stinger weapon system while retaining the advantage of the fire and forget operation.
This is the real deal, my friends, a Stinger missile launcher case, also known as a case for an FIM-92, which is featured in the engineering class for Battlefield 3. The FIM-92 is a man-PAD, or man-portable air defense system. This system is used to take out enemy aircraft and rotorcraft, or enemy targets more generally, at a very short distance. And even though in Battlefield 3 that the engineering class carries multiple launchers and systems, in real life they only come in sets of one like this. It's a very large case, and why is that? Well, it's because transporting these very delicate and sensitive missile systems is a gargantuan task at times, transporting it from the U.S. to outside of the continental United States by aircraft, by boat, by train, although not so much nowadays, requires a lot of packaging, and that's what this is. This case is about 50 pounds or so. It has a coating that allows it to be fire resistant. It can withstand very, very low temperatures to high temperatures, and it even has a humidity control system. Although not really a control system in the sense that it can control how much humidity is there, but instead allows you to determine how much humidity is in the inside and take action if need be. This case was made in 1992, as we can see here, July of 92, and in addition to that, this is a case for an FIM-92D variant. And in the Battlefield game, it's a much newer variant, although we don't know which one it is, but FIM-92D was one made mostly in the mid to late 90s. This case has a pressure sensor on it. This pressure sensor allows us to normalize the pressure between the outside and the inside of the case. And if I push the button, it doesn't do anything. That's because it's made rather recently, and so there's no difference in pressure. But what it does have is 4 locks, and these 4 locks allow us to open it up. So without further ado, let's take a look on the inside of this thing. Alright, let's open it up. Nope, no missile. Sorry guys. If you would have thought that I actually have a Stinger missile, you are gravely mistaken. These kind of missile systems are not something you'd find in some kind of gun show or surplus magazine. The case, on the other hand, you can find them quite easily. And I'm going to lock these things inside here, and you can lock them in place accordingly. And we have this sort of very high-density styrofoam on the inside, where the system would lay down along with various components of it accordingly. Even to have this big little area, this void, if you will, which in-game, as you deploy, you'll see this little radar cross-section kind of pop up, spring-loaded, if you will, and that's really where this would stand. Nonetheless, though, these are the cases of which, when they're brought to the front lines, this is what they come in. It's pretty interesting to say the least, and since a lot of these Stinger missiles back in the 90s have already been shot through training and otherwise, luckily our troops in the U.S. have not had a chance to use these in combat, and that's a good thing. We don't want our Army guys on the ground, or Marine guys on the ground for that matter, to have to engage an enemy aircraft or a helicopter. That would mean we don't have air superiority and we have much worse problems beyond that. So nonetheless, they're used in training, and when they're used in training, they get thrown away, but these cases are surplused out. And so I bought one a few years back. Eventually I'll take out all this foam and maybe put in a big gun here, maybe a Barrett 50 cal or an MG 42 or something like that. If you're going to spend a lot of money on a gun, you might as well put it in a case that is pretty badass. So that's what this is. I'm going to go ahead and close this thing up now, and then shut it down. So we're going to close it down in place, and we're going to lock it back in place accordingly, and put it all away for another day. We'll see in our videos that I put out in the coming weeks. There are other rocket systems out there that require similar types of enclosures, if you will, for transportation, be it for the propulsion system, be it for the warhead or otherwise. I won't say too much beyond that, but you'll see in good time what I'm talking about. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys around.